find a bit of space. Let's get warm. Okay, so what we're going to do in this warm-up is we're going to get into the hips to start with, activate and mobilize all at the same time. Okay, so take a nice wide stance, and all we're going to do is, I'm just going to move things and light things up a little bit better, and actually we'll be okay, Nice wide stance, and all we're going to do is keeping both feet square. We're going to turn and reach to just outside of the knee on each side, and as we go through the reps, we're going to come down to the shin, changing side to side, and then towards the ankle. And notice now how to get there. I'm having to move and squat onto each side, and then I'm going to reach just in front and get to the toe. Nice, good. Swaying the weight side to side, staying nice and low, loosening up. Good stuff. Then we're just going to come to the center, keeping the feet nice and wide, and we're just going to let the body go. Just hang. Soften the knees a little bit, so side on. I've got a slight bend in the knees, so I'm just letting the body hang wherever is comfortable. Nice, and slowly find a way of coming down onto the knees, so that back's nice and flat, and we're just going to thread the needle. Okay, so in that kneeling or four position, put one hand a little bit further forward, take the other hand, reach through underneath the body, and then turn it open. Get 5 of those. So when we're reaching through, we're going through as far as we can and opening as far as we can. Get 5 going one way, put the other hand out in front. Okay, so that hand out in front is here, and reach through and turn it open. And get 5 each way. Nice, good. Let's get back into the hips. Press up position, big step, straighten that back leg up, step it back, and change sides. It's really important to keep that back leg straight so we keep the length in the hip flexor. One more switch. Nice, good stuff. All right, back to that press up position. What we're going to do from here now, we're just going to do like a downward dog with a toe tap, okay? This is going to form part of one of our exercises today. So we're aiming for a down dog, but I'm reaching through and I'm reaching towards the opposite foot. So right hand to left foot, and back to the long plank. Switch sides, get 3 taps, alternating sides, so 6 in total. Hips go high towards the ceiling. Nice, once you've got 3 on each side, just hit 3 regular standard push-ups for me, okay? Awesome, and then find your way to your feet. Alrighty, so let me talk you through what we're going to do. Anyone else in? Nice. Okay, Sam's in the house. I don't know if he's doing it with us. You won't really keep up with this anyway, Sam won't. Not a chance. Okay, so exercise number 1 today is a single leg squat. And I'm going to use the sofa. But if you've got a chair or a bench, again, I'm pointing at a bench. All right, but I'm going to balance on one leg. Just going to drop that slightly so you can see my feet. Single leg balance. And I'm reaching down, light touch on the sofa and stand. So a couple of options here. Sit down, I can rock to drive back out, or I can light touch. Okay, if I sit down, I don't deload and rock to use momentum to stand. We're going to do all the work on one leg, then we'll do all the work on the other leg. Those are the first 2 exercises, okay? Awesome. From that, we're going to go into a press up with those toe taps. Okay, so the toe tap push up will be, I do a press up, I reach through and I tap. Press up and tap. Now, If you're struggling for full press ups, it's going to look like knees down, push up, hips high, knees off the floor, reach through and touch, knees down, press, up and through. If you're struggling with the toe tap, you're just going to go into down dog, down with the knees, press, down dog, down with the knees, and press, okay? Single leg squat, and then those, or that I should say, and we're finishing. Not finishing, I missed one out. After the single leg squat, we're going to do a seated wiper. So we're going to sit, body facing forwards, and I'm going to take my legs, I'm going to lift them out to 2 o'clock, back in, over. So I'm drawing an M with my feet, okay? Then we do the push-up that I just showed you, and then we're going to finish off with a V-up or a tuck-up, okay? The V-up, we're trying to make a V like a boat post, and we do that by starting way back here, and I reach through, and I'm trying to touch my toes. The tuck-up, from that same start point, I just tuck up into a ball, so it's only my lower back in contact with the floor, then I open back out. Pull through, open out, okay? That's my tuck up. The V-ups are much, much harder because the levers are longer, okay? Alrighty. 4 rounds. 4 rounds, guys, okay? Okay. Everyone find their space, get ready, because we're going to start. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Edge of the sofa, away we go. Nice and controlled. As I'm squatting down, making sure that as we squat down, the hip, knee and toe stay in a nice straight line, whichever side I'm working on. Okay. Keep that tempo going. Remember, we're working all on one side to start with. Good. Another 10 seconds to go, making sure we're staying balanced at the top and not falling all over the place. 3, 2, 1, time there. Take the rest, we're going to change legs. We're going in 10 seconds. So good solid control, okay? Using the edge of the sofa. 3, 2, 1. As we lower down, it's all under control. And back up. Making sure that we're not sending the hips out as we go down, or we're not allowing that knee to collapse inwards, okay? Remember, we can lean back to help you stand if you need to. Trying not to put the other leg down at all at any point, keeping the foot out in front and keeping the heel off the floor all the time. 10 seconds to go. So we don't want to be bouncing off the sofa. 3, 2, 1, time there. Take a sit on the floor. And we're going to do those M-shaped wipers now. So I'm starting face in. I can put my hands wherever I need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Away we go. So we lift and we're drawing an M now with the feet. We're trying not to take the torso around with it. I'm trying to make sure the torso stays facing forwards and I draw that M. Okay? If the hamstrings are a little bit tight, it's completely fine to bend the knees. The longer the lever, the harder that's going to be. 10 seconds to go. What we want to try and limit is leaning too far back on it. Sitting upright. 3, 2, 1. Press ups are next with those toe taps. So remember, we've got a number of different options. Okay. Reach is back, good stuff. Okay, press up, toe tap with the opposite side, okay? So you do your push up, the hips go high to the ceiling and you reach an opposite hand towards opposite foot. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, away we go. So I hit my press up, and then I do a down dog with a single arm to reach through and tap the opposite foot. Everything's nice and controlled. I'm making sure that as I come back through, I'm not allowing my hips to sag towards the floor on the push-up. Remembering that if you're struggling with a toe tap, you can tap the knee. If you need to. And also remembering you can drop to the knee on the press up. 3, 2, 1, that's time. Roll it over onto your back. And we are going to hit the V-ups or the tag-ups. 3, 2, 1, lying flat. I reach up and I reach for the toes. If that's a struggle, you're just going to curl up into a ball and open. Remember, you can sit up into a V-up here. We can be reaching the L, or we can just be tucking up into a ball. 10 seconds to go in whatever format you're using. We're looking for good lumbar control, guys, okay? Whether or not I'm tucking here, tucking to here, or curling up. 3, 2, 1, time there. 1 round done. 1 down, 3 to go. Bit of a core killer today. Legs will definitely feel it in the next round. Okay. Good job. Just keep everything neat and tidy. 30 seconds. Oh, sorry. All over the place tonight. 50 seconds. So remember, if you used the sofa and it wasn't quite low enough for you to feel like you're working, then try and find something lower. If the sofa's too low, get some cushions and pile them up until it's at a good height for you, okay? And if it's too easy, just slow it down. 10 seconds. Just think about you. All right, here we go. 5 seconds. Nice and tight, nice and controlled. 3, 2, 1, away we go. So I can sit down and rock back. That helps me drive up. I can sit down, pause, not move, and then drive out. Or I can really just try and feather touch the sofa like I'm worried about sitting on it and breaking it. Okay, those are our 3 options. All the time, try to make sure toe, knee, and hip stay in a nice straight line and we don't see too much excessive movement through the knee, okay? 3, 2, 1, time there, good job. We're gonna switch legs in 10 seconds. So tempo, remember we've used time and the tempo before. This is all body weight stuff, so we make it harder by doing the movement slower. Okay, 3, 2, 1, away we go. Nice and slow and controlled. Now you might see, as I hit the bottom, a slight rounding through the back. It's because this leg's out straight. Because it's out straight, my hamstring's under length, so it pulls my pelvis. However, because there's no weight involved, I'm not worried about it at all. Okay, so don't be super concerned by that. Keep going, 15 seconds to go. Less than 10 now. I'm using my arms as a balance to counteract where my hips are going. 3, 2, 1, good stuff. take a sit on the floor. We've got our M wipers coming up. Just challenge the core, 10 seconds. So remember, I'm trying to fix my torso facing forwards, and the feet are pointing at 12. Send them over to 10, bring them back, send them over to 2. Go, go, go! Don't need to be super high, but as long as they're coming up over your hip height, as long as they're coming off the floor. Obviously, the higher, the bigger an M we try and draw, the more compression I get through the core, the harder that's going to be, okay? And remember, if the hamstrings are struggling a bit, and we're finding that keeping our legs straight, we're dumping into the back, and just shorten the lever at the knee so that we can stay in good positions. Good. Time there. Roll on over. We're getting ready for our press up with a toe tap. I'm going to show you it face on this time. 3, 2, 1. Into my press up position. I get one press up. I reach through and I tap the opposite foot, or ankle, or shin, or knee, wherever I can get to. Okay? Trying to make sure that my core is tight on that press up. Again, if I'm struggling with the press up, I drop the knee. If I can still get the toe tap or the knee tap, great. It might be that it's just getting the downward dog. So we've got loads of options there, guys, okay? 3, 2, 1. That's time. Tuck ups or V-ups. Whew. Core's taking a beating tonight. We're down and flat. So the V-up is the hardest, remember? We're trying to keep the legs and torso straight as we reach. 3, 2, 1. Away we go. So that tuck up is right up here. The next version is a bent knee tuck up, where we still finish up on our sit bones up. We're doing a boat pose, but then we open back up. And the third option is just to curl up into a ball, so the entire lower back stays flat, but we get a good hit, good compression through the trunk. And it's okay to start with one, to have to regress it back because the trunk is fatiguing. 3, 2, 1, time. And I'd rather you start with an appropriate one and work all the way through than have to take big rest in between each rep. Good, guys, that's 2 sets down. We're halfway there. We are halfway there. Good job. Grab a drink. Stretch out the core. Don't know how yours is feeling, but mine definitely takes a hammering with those last 3 exercises, because even though the press up is a press up exercise, it's like a dynamic plank, right? And so we've basically got 3 pretty tough core exercises to do right through the middle and well, from the middle to the end. Good. 30 seconds to go. And let's just remember, guys, that the single leg squat is completely body weight. So let's think about how we can make it more challenging if we need to. Okay, I'm stopping you at 40 seconds. So think about how you can make that 40 seconds at appropriate intensity and difficulty for you. All right, so you can control the lowering phase. And I'll talk you through that in this round. All right, back to the sofa. We start in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So I'm going to make it a bit spicier. I'm going to control it down really slowly and then drive up with a very light touch. So I'm barely using the sofa now. As soon as I feel it, I'm coming out. 3, 2, 1, and push. All right, so you make it as difficult as you feel that you can. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1, rest there. That's definitely starting to warm the leg up. 15 seconds and we're changing legs. Good job. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So the same again. I'm going to go super slow on the way down. Very light touch and then stand. And the real challenge is to come up as slowly as you go down. Because we've got gravity fighting against us, okay? And it's really important that we're not just coming down and sending the knee forward and collapsing, but we're getting an appropriate sit back as well, okay? So it's really important that we get knee, ankle, and hip flexion on the way down. See my shin angle, okay? Shin is forwards, so I'm not too far back. 3, 2, 1, time there. Down on the floor. Ready for our seated leg raises, our M raises. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Away we go. So very distinct, up and over. Remembering that the higher you bring your feet, the more of a core challenge it is. And what we don't want to be doing is spinning the torso as we go, trying to keep as much as I can facing forward, so I'm getting a hit through my obliques at the same time, shortening the lever as much as I need to be able to get the adequate work in. 5 seconds to go, staying tight, try not to lean too far back on it, time there. Press ups with those toe taps. Show me what you got. 10 seconds. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. There's a press up. A single arm down dog with a reach through towards the foot. Remembering that I can touch my shin or my knee, and I can drop to the knee for the press up if I need to. If I really need to, I can even just do a down dog at the top. Good. Keeping that core switched on, not allowing the body to shift side to side. 5 seconds to go. Controlling through that push-up, and whichever variation you're doing, that's time there. V up, tuck up. Lying flat. So remembering, we've got those 3 options, okay? 5 seconds away. 3, 2, 1, take it away. Got the long V up. I can shorten that V up to make it a bit more of a M or a W, or I can just roll up into a ball. So I'm getting a good core contraction here with my rib cage pinned down and open and close, all the way up. Good. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. That's time. That's 3 rounds done. 1 to go. Okay. Final round. So I've given you some ideas on how to make the split squat, the single leg squat a little bit more difficult, a bit more challenging. All right, so let's just bear all of those things in mind now. Upper body and shoulders might be getting a little bit tired as well. So let's really think about which press up variation and toe tap variation or down dog variation that you're going to use to make sure that the quality is still there in the movement, okay? All set for one more round then. 30 seconds. All right, find your space. Back to the sofa, starting in 15 seconds. Here it comes, 5 away, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Nice and controlled. Making sure that as we descend, we're using all of the foot. Okay, so you don't want to be sitting right back into the heel. You want weight down through the ankle into the floor, but also down through your little toe and your big toe. Tripod through the foot. Okay? And that's really important. That might change how close you need to be to the sofa. That's okay. And time there. Good job, guys. Love a single leg squat. 10 seconds and we're doing the other leg for the final time. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. So you might find if you've been standing too far away that you've got a lot of weight in your heel because you're having to send your hips very far back, okay? So get your heel much, much closer. Then you'll find that you can use all of your foot. It's far more realistic in terms of our weight distribution and management because we want to be able to do this as if the sofa isn't there, okay? We want to be able to do these single leg squats and move our body weight straight down towards the floor as if there's nothing there. Okay, that's what we're targeting in terms of single leg strength. And that's time. Down to the floor. We've got our M wipers, M leg raises, whatever we want to call them. They're coming in 10 seconds. Core is fried. 3, 2, 1. Show me what you got. Slow and controlled and methodical. So we don't need to be going super, super wide. If we're going 11, 12 and 1, that's also completely fine. If that means that the quality is staying, if I'm having to take a second in between, that's also fine. What we don't want in that heel down position is a rest. We still want to be nice and tight with a light feather touch there if possible. 3, 2, 1. Time, good stuff. Last set of press ups then with those toe taps. So remembering, don't dive bomb the press up, okay? Just think about how we make the chest work rather than just the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Good press up position. Thinking about lowering to the floor and then getting my toe tap and then really methodically coming down through the press up and lifting my hips high. Thinking about pushing through that arm. I want weight through the body, tension there all the time. Where you put your hands for the press up will change how much tricep and shoulder and pec get involved. Good stuff, keep that going. That is time. All right, our V-ups and tuck-ups for the last time, guys. Ten seconds. Make it count. 3, 2, 1. Away you go. So we've got our tuck-up, our V-ups. When we're out in that lengthened position, we're still trying to keep your lower back flat to the floor. And we're looking for, rather than bringing your feet up to your hands, or your hands through towards your feet, we need an even amount of both. Remembering that we can come up into this seated position. Down and open, up into a seated pose, down and out, or I'm just working into that tuck. When I'm in that tuck position, I want head, shoulders, and shoulder blade off the floor to meet my knees. Okay? Keep it going. 3, 2, 1. Time. Good job. Awesome stuff, guys. Find a space, move around, have a little drink. Don't know how your abs are feeling after that. Mine are cooked. Good job. There we go. Little half an hour blast on a Thursday evening. Nicely done. So that single leg squat, guys, is awesome. Okay. It's such a challenging exercise for lots of reasons. Okay. We're dealing with a lot of our body weight coming down through one leg. We've got all of our upper body and all of the weight of the one leg and a little bit of the non-working leg that we've got to lift. So it's probably from a no kit perspective, it's one of the most challenging exercises there is. There's obviously a huge mobility problem or kind of demand there as well. So what we'll do next week is we'll go through what's called a skater squat, which I actually prefer because of where the non-working leg goes. So we'll have a little look at that next week. You might need to remind me though, right, on Monday, at some point on Monday, that we're actually going to do it in the class. I'll write it down when we're finished. All right. Find a bit of space. Find a bit of space. Come down into a half kneel position. And all we're going to do in that half kneel position is bring both hands down to the inside. Turn our torso towards the inside of the knee and take the hand nearest the foot, place it on the inside of the knee. And just try to keep the entire foot flat to the floor. Just apply a little bit of pressure. In and out, and we should feel that right up into the hip. Okay? Just get 10 nice easy presses there for me, guys, okay? Good. What we don't want to see is the sole of the foot coming off the floor. So we want the lower leg to be doing very little, and it's important that you keep that turning as well. All right, we don't press too far if you're already pretty mobile. Regan, I'm looking at you. Good stuff. And then we do exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, in fact, what you can be doing, so guys, carry on with that. So for you, Regan, what you can be doing is you can actually be up in that lunge position. Okay, so knee off the floor, and then think about turning in this way, because that's going to ask a bit more demand. So we're still going to get some of the flexibility into the hip that we want, but we're also keeping it nice and stable as well. Okay, everyone else down on the floor because we're stiff as boards, and I'm turning my torso in and applying pressure here. Good stuff. Very nice. Good job. Just get in and open the chest a little bit. On all fours. In our table position. And all I'm going to do is take one hand out wide and then slowly turn my torso to look under that supporting arm and driving the shoulder towards the floor. I can get the shoulder down quite comfortably if I don't turn my torso. So it's really important that we're trying to get your sternum away from that hand. And then we should feel a very different stretch through the chest. Good stuff, guys. Up and change sides. Hand away from the body. Turning my torso and then lowering the shoulder. Come on out. Same again. Think about turning the torso first. We're already loading the structures of the chest then. And then open shoulder towards the floor. One more time. Beautiful. And there we go. LUC workout, Thursday. Done.